Hello and welcome back to the Spoiler Cast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. And today we're still doing horror movies. Well, sort of.
Sort of, yeah.
We didn't do horror movie last week, but you know, all of October, beginning of November, today, it's a lot of horror movies.
In general, a lot of the time.
It's turning into a horror movie podcast. Hey, who knows? Maybe it will be. Anyway, sorry.
Nah.
My name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusted co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello. And if you like the show, you should check out our Patreon. Patreon.com/DomeMagazine. Because there we have additional episodes, exclusive episodes.
Every
which you can
week.
only get. Yeah, every week we do exclusive episodes. We also have commentary tracks. We're recording a new commentary track this weekend.
Yes.
Which you can check out. It's going to be a fun one. It's a commentary/reaction track because
Yes.
we're going to watch The Room. You know, Tommy Wiseau's The Room. And Rebecca has never seen it. She doesn't even know what it is, really.
No, I keep confusing it with the one that's just called Room.
Yeah, which is not the same movie.
No.
So if you know anything about The Room, that'd probably be an interesting one.
And if not, come experience it with me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Either way,
Today, we're not talking about The Room.
No.
Today, we are talking about the new Netflix Henry Selick / Key and Peele movie, Wendell Wild.
Yes. I was gonna check when exactly it's not new. It's like a month old or something, right?
It just came out. Maybe like a week or two?
Oh.
It feels like.
Yeah, late October, sorry, yes.
Yeah, so okay, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
just checking that because I feel like it kind of went under the radar.
A little bit. I know we talked about it when we talked about Nope. We were like, oh, he's doing another movie this year, Wendell Wild.
Yeah, but then I kind of forgot about it until you mentioned we should do that one. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which you did, like, last week.
Yeah, exactly. When we were planning out the last stretch of the year. And do you want to go through what the story is about? Or what the movie is about, I mean?
Well...
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know, to be honest. Because this movie has a few plot storylines.
Yes.
You have the one about main character, Kat.
Yeah.
Who loses her parents in a car accident when she's young and goes through life, through the system.
Yeah.
Until she ends up back in her hometown in this all-girls school, which isn't really all-girls school, but supposed to be.
Yeah,
we'll get to that detail.
I suppose. Yeah.
And then also discovers she has this, I don't know what to call it, demon connection?
Yeah.
I guess.
Out of nowhere.
I don't know where, yeah. No. And then we also have, of course, the titular characters, Wendell and Wild, who are two demons, who want to become the owners of a new theme park, or fun fair, or whatever they call it.
The afterlife in this reality is like, like a Tivoli. What's it called? Fun fair.
Yeah, fun
amusement
fair.
Park.
Amusement park, yeah.
And they want to build a new, better version.
But for some reason, they want to do it in the land of the living.
Well, because they don't have any power in the afterlife.
No, that's true.
So they'll take whatever they can,
And then on top of that, we have the story of the town. This what was it called?
Rustbank.
Rustbank, and the whole trying to get the city back on its feet, kind of.
Yeah.
There's lots.
A Trump / what's the British guy's name? The one with the messy hair, the politician. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know who you mean. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, the British Trump, basically. A Trump / that guy, yeah. Amalgamation trying to turn the entire city into a for-profit, privately owned prison.
Right, yes.
There's a lot going on.
There's so many storylines taking place. Oh, we also have the one with the the old dude in the wheelchair and his like friend, the Hellman.
yeah. Herman the
Herman
Terrible
Merman.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Marmont something. I don't remember. It's a weird name. Yeah. Who collects demons. Like, there's so much going on that doesn't really correlate with each other.
Manberg,
right. Manberg.
dumbest name ever.
Manberg the Merciless, right.
Yeah.
And all this in a movie for kids.
I mean, technically, they all revolve around the same thing, but
yeah, but they don't,
because it's the common denominator is the city, I suppose.
Yeah, but then there's never like a reason for all of these things happening at the same time. It's just like, oh, she just happened to be a Hell Maiden connected to these demons. Oh, there just happened to be an older Hell Maiden and a demon collector in the school. Oh. It just happened that at the same time they're trying to turn the city into a prison, so they have a common cause. So, but what? Yeah.
So, if you want to put it into fewer words, what did you think of it?
Yeah. I mentioned that I had started watching it when we last talked, when we recorded our Patreon episode talking about Judge Dredd. Check that out on patreon.com/don'tmagazine. And I said that I watched like the first 20 minutes, and I said that it looks like it might suck. I gotta say, having watched the whole thing now, it kinda sucks.
And I fully agree.
There's a lot. I do like a lot about it. First and foremost, the animation is amazing. You don't agree?
Partially.
That was a telling silence. It's like,
yes.
Ooh. Okay.
See, I like it, but it feels too smooth almost to be stop motion.
Yeah.
Because I like the old stop motion where you can tell that there's a little bit of a snag every time they do a movement. But here it's very smooth for most of the characters.
It is. But I mean, that's just
I did find out they did different frames per second for certain characters.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I watched, I didn't finish it, but I managed to see parts of this guy on YouTube, and I just forgot his name. I'm gonna be quick. His name is Bionic Pig on YouTube.
Oh, okay. That guy, yeah.
He did a long video, and I didn't finish it, because it's too long for me to focus on. I'm not going to say anything about long videos, because we do long episodes.
Yeah, but that's podcast, that's different.
Yeah, it's true. But he looked up, and apparently in some interview they talked about having different frames per second for certain characters. So Siobhan, for example, has a lower frame per second, which I could tell, and I liked. I preferred that.
Yes, certain aspects of the movie definitely felt more classic stop motion, while some of it felt very, very smooth, almost like
digital
CGI.
Yeah. I don't like that. If it's stop motion, I want to be able to tell that it's stop motion. Sure. I like the whole Coraline and Nightmare Before Christmas like snag almost. You can see every time they've made a move.
Both of those directed by Henry Selick.
Yes. Yep. So no complaint on the creator, because he's fantastic. I just feel like this one felt too modern almost.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That just didn't bother me. I thought the animation was great.
The character design, however, is fantastic.
Oh, that's what I didn't like, because it looked like they were not made out of clay, claymation. They looked like they were like dolls that they had like put together. You could like see seams in them.
But that was apparently the point. He wanted to have the seams visible. But then you had like the imperfections for some reason.
But then you had like the lady, the old lady who drove her from the juvenile hall to the new place in the beginning.
Yeah,
she had like lines down her face. I'm guessing that was supposed to be wrinkles.
Probably.
But it just looked like there was like someone had carved out pieces of her face. It looked super weird. And like,
yeah, it did look weird on
everyone's
some of them.
beards looked weird, and there was like, everyone had like this like a seam between like the bridge of their nose and their forehead.
Yeah, but that was
Because I guess that's where they put the heads together. Yeah.
Yes, and that's where they switched out like expressions apparently.
Okay, but that kind of made it look like what the hell was that show? I think it was on Nickelodeon. It was called like Boom Cartoons or something, where they actually used like action figures to make a stop motion show.
Oh,
like, it looked fake, so to speak.
yeah.
I like old style claymation. I guess more than this.
Well, yeah, so do I. But apparently, in old style claymation, when they're exchanging expressions, well, no, not all of it, because some of them they do change out the entire head.
Yes,
but in some of them they do change out just pieces and then digitally remove the lines.
Yeah.
I wanted to look it up though, because apparently they used a specific artist who does a lot of oh my god, I can't remember the name of the style even. For the characters.
The style of doll making, or?
No, he does paintings. Or like digital art more. And he designed the characters. And he does a lot. It looks like, Picasso almost style.
Oh, like cubism.
Yeah, cubism sort of, yeah.
That makes sense, because there were a lot of like straight lines. It didn't look very organic. They looked like dolls instead of people.
Yeah, Pablo Lobato.
Okay, I never heard of him.
No, but I found some like images, and it's a really cool style. I like it because it's angular and minimalistic at the same time. I'm not sure it translated properly sometimes. Because if you Google him and look at his images, it doesn't really work the way with what they made in the movie for all of the characters in certain styles. No. For example, you have quite a difference between Wendell Wild when they're in the demon world and when they're in the human world.
Yeah, well, they like
the angular shapes of their chins, for example.
Yeah,
I didn't like that they like changed it out, but I did like his design. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. It was just like, it looked like dolls. Looks like they'd used like Bratz dolls for a lot of the characters, especially Kat, because her head is bigger than her body. Or not really, but it kind of had that proportional thing.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you have her afro, so it makes it even bigger. They could have, I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be that way, of course, but it just added to the unevenness. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Kat, as kind of a segue then into the story later. Is she, like, one of the most unlikable protagonists that I've seen in a movie in a long time?
Yeah.
She's intensely unlikable.
Yeah.
And it's not like, but she has a troubled past, so we gotta sympathize with her. No, she's just an asshole.
Like, yeah, sure, she did have a troubled past.
Sure.
She watched her parents drown, and she's gone through the system, but she's been... She doesn't have any redeeming qualities.
Features. Yeah, there's zero redeeming features. She's just mean.
She's rude to everyone, even Raoul, who tries to help her.
Yeah. So I was just like, and I think that's what rubbed me the wrong way right off the bat. I was like, I don't care, because I can tell you, why I didn't finish it back like a week ago when I started watching it was because I fell asleep, and I woke up. I woke up and literally said out loud, like, what the hell is going on? Because I woke up in the middle of some crazy stuff going on in the movie. I was like, what the hell is this? And just turned it off and went back to sleep. So today, I had the day off, so I was like, I'm going to watch a movie now. And once again, I fell asleep 3 times. And had to rewind the movie. And I was just, and I even like, I had a good night's sleep. I even had an energy drink. So it wasn't like I was tired. It was just like the movie just did not interest me at all.
No. I had a similar issue. I had to pause it and walk away for a while, and then when trying to finish it, I had to like rewind at certain points and be like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't follow along. I think it's mainly because there's too many storylines going on at the same time, so you don't really keep track of what's happening with who. Because on top of all the ones we've mentioned, we have the side characters having sort of their own storylines as well.
Of course,
Siobhan has this thing
Raoul
with
Chiffon, with her parents
trying
being
to,
the ones who want to build the prison.
Yeah, and she's rebelling against them, sort of. We have Raoul doing his art project.
Yeah.
And Raoul's mother being like a central character in a small storyline as well.
Yeah, and in an hour and 40 minutes, hour and 30, because there's like 8 minutes of credits. I don't know if there was like a mid-credit sequence or something.
No, there was a post-credit sequence, but it has nothing to do with the movie.
Okay. Yeah, I read somewhere that Jack Skellington makes a cameo in the end or in the... I don't know.
No, I didn't see him.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was...
It's just I think it's Henry Selick, like, vlogging for 2 minutes, where he wakes up and goes, "Oh, I heard this weird noise in the room next door," and he walks in and there's the cat doll alive in the studio. God. Yeah, okay. And that's it.
Anyway, okay.
Unless I missed something, but that's all I saw.
Yeah, so, yeah, I don't even know what the main plot is, because the movie is called Wendell Wild, but they are not the main characters. The main character is Kat.
Is the main character. Because we start off with Kat, we end it with Kat.
Yeah.
And her mission about getting her parents back and, like, resolving her demons is the main plot, I think.
Yes.
But we call it Wendell and Wild because
it's a cooler name, and they're funny characters. It's Key and Peele.
I think the original script or the original storyline was based on specifically them, and they just added the others to flesh it out.
Yeah, that's interesting though, because this is based on a book, it says, but the book isn't published. It is written by Henry Selick and a writing partner of his. But it's not a... I mean, they say it's a book, but it's not been published, so it isn't a book yet.
No, they
just took that and made it into a movie.
Someone said that they wrote the story about, like, Henry Selick's kids or something, or some kids he knows, and how kids can be demons.
Okay, that doesn't really translate over to the movie. I guess.
No, I think it's the story, the Wendell and Wild storyline, which turns out that the main demon dude, which he isn't the devil, he's just the main demon, Buffalo Belzer.
Yeah,
he's their parent. He's their dad.
Yeah.
That is like the storyline in the book they had.
That kids can be hell sometimes.
Yeah, and sometimes
but that doesn't
they want to do their own thing, and sometimes you need to listen to them and let them help, sort of thing, I guess. That's what I understood, at least. I'm not sure, but that's how I understood it.
Well, then it should, then it could have been like, parents and kids don't understand each other, but in the end they come together for a common cause. But that's not really what happens in the movie.
No. We have a lot of parents not doing that, and we have a lot of parents doing it, but it's like...
Yeah, but no one really has a problem with their parents except for Wendell Wild. Like, Kat loves her parents. No, she loves her parents until the very end, and when she finds out what they're doing. That's true. And Raoul and his mother seems to have a great relationship, even though they're barely in the movie together until the end, once again.
Yeah, because they're both so busy.
Yeah, so... And there are no troublemaking children except for Kat.
Who doesn't have parents.
Yeah, so where's the thing about, kids can be so annoying, but we love them. Alright, so that didn't work.
It's like the background story to why Wendell and Wild are, like, banished to fixing Buffalo Belzer's hair.
Yeah, but that's just the backstory.
Which they mention in one sentence, and then they're dropping it. I'm like, okay, cool.
That's another problem with this movie. There is so much exposition in the first 20 minutes. There is the scene when Kat's parents die, which doesn't make sense.
Nope.
I do not understand why the mother just lets go of her, like, 5-year-old child and stays with her husband in the car and dies.
Who's passed out, by the way.
Why doesn't she swim out to save her daughter?
I mean, I can understand staying for, like, a second longer trying to get the husband with her.
Yeah, but
then, as soon as that doesn't work, swim out.
Yeah, you focus on first your children, then yourself.
Yeah.
Your husband is a distant third in that situation, I think.
Yes. Yeah. I can understand trying, like, once and then leaving 5 seconds later.
Yeah.
But she doesn't even try to leave, as far as we can tell.
No, she just sits there. Yeah. She's loose. She doesn't have her belt on. I think at least.
Even if she does, she can probably get out of it.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's plot convenience. Okay. But that's the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
And then we cut to her as a 13-year-old. And she's in shackles because she's been to juvenile hall, juvie or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Kids prison.
Prison. Child prison. Not prison. School.
Yeah. And she's angry at the world. But we instantly find out why she's angry, because she blames herself for her parents dying.
Yeah.
And we also instantly see that, this anger is just a facade. She's actually sad and still, like, basically suffering from PTSD, because when she sees the part of the bridge where they drove off the bridge, it's still, like, cordoned off.
It's not fixed.
Yeah. She has, like, a panic attack.
Yeah.
So there's no mystery to what's going on with her character.
No.
And we realize, like, immediately that, like, it's all about her letting go of her guilt.
Like finding closure in the fact that her parents are gone.
Yeah, so
understanding that it's not her fault.
So we're waiting for that for over an hour, for it to happen. Basically, I was like, okay, and then I'm thinking, like, well, this is a kids' movie, so I guess they got to spell out a little bit. But at the same time, this is a PG-13 movie, so they can't, like, it's not for children, it's for teenagers.
Yeah. And even if it is for kids, you still need to do it in a clever way. You can't just literally spell it out for them.
Yeah, wouldn't
that's
it be
not
better,
a movie.
Wouldn't it be better if it started? It started with Wendell Wild, and them like, we hate being hair slaves or whatever they are.
Yeah.
We want to be free and build our own dream fair. If only, and they see other demons, like, connecting to their Hell Maidens, because you got introduced that they never explain what a Hell Maiden really is.
That bugged me a lot. I really want to know more about the Hell Maiden shit, because just first of all, the name Hell Maiden sounds cool as hell.
It's awesome, yeah. Because that's a central part of the main plot, so we do need to understand a little bit what it is. I understand that it's a connection between the dead and the living world, sure. But we need
how and why?
Yeah, exactly. And why does Manberg have a doll that can conjure up the demons? Then, whatever. We'll get to that. So it should have started with them being stuck doing their dad's hair, and seeing how other demons connect with their Hell Maidens to do things. Little misdeeds on Earth or whatever. Like, if we only had our own Hell Maiden, we could build the perfect dream fair on Earth. And then, when they eat the cream and start hallucinating, which is so weird.
That's a fun detail, though.
Yes. They, like, realize, we have a Hell Maiden. It's her. And you see the cat symbol.
Yeah.
Or a profile. Shadow. What's it called? Cat, whatever. You know what I mean. Silhouette. Thank you. Silhouette. Yeah. And then we see, we do a transition to her. But she's sitting in that prison transport, basically, yeah. And there's this little girl in a prison stripe uniform, and shackles, and you're like, what happened here? And she's super angry and standoffish. And we slowly, over the first two acts of the movie, reveal why she is the way she is. And then, instead of she's so angry, she's so unlikable, but you're like, that's why. Now I understand. Which will help you to sympathize.
Exactly. Because now we just get she fucked up, I was about to say. She didn't really do anything bad in the car. Of course she didn't. She had a strong reaction to something, which is always a distraction when you're driving, but it shouldn't have caused an accident.
No. And also, I thought that was like, they were like referencing Wendell Wild, because the worm in the apple had two heads. I assume so. Yeah, but that doesn't go anywhere.
No, they don't explain it. They don't mention it. It's just there.
Yeah, but why did the worm have two heads?
I think it is. We're supposed to understand that it's them, but they don't tell us that really.
Yeah, and it goes nowhere. It's not like in the end, like, you were the worms in my apple, you bastards, or nothing like. No,
exactly.
It's never brought up again. Okay, whatever.
Because they're purple. It's two of them. They are her demons. She's their Hell Maiden. No, I don't think that's a thing either, because it seems like, Hell Maidens can have many demons.
I don't know.
If you base it on Sister Helly, she's conjured a bunch of demons because she's conjured all of the ones that Manberg had captured, which also seemed to be Buffalo Belzer's children.
Yeah.
A lot of like random details that, yeah, sure, it connects the dots, but it creates 14 dots along the way, and it doesn't add anything. It's just a dot.
Yeah. And exactly.
There's no substance to it.
Exactly. I don't even know. I don't even know where to go from here.
No, because that storyline kind of. See, that's the problem, though. Because there's no connection, it's hard to segue between the storylines.
Yeah.
So the Wendell Wild storyline separately is a very short and, to be honest, not very interesting storyline. The whole wanting to build their own theme park is just a miscommunication between them and their father. If they just talked instead of him punishing them, but I guess they're demons. They don't talk.
Yeah, but they bring that up in the end as well. Like, I was always like mistreating my children or being angry at them, and so they left. And I thought they'll come back, but they didn't. So to hell with them. And he has like a change of heart in the last 20 minutes of the movie. Literally, the first time he actually has a part in the story, he's like, "No, I understand." Like,
as soon as he emerges to the human part, and he's like, "Oh, that's why."
Yeah. Yeah, so like the story, if you want to make a story about parents and children not getting along because they don't understand each other, which is super common and is super relatable.
Yeah, it's a good kids thing.
Yeah,
right.
They should have made it about that. They should have made it. So yeah, Kat, she could still have, she could still be an orphan. And she never had that connection to her parents because they died when she was so young.
Yeah, so, she never had time to
grow up,
build it up, and again, she didn't have anyone reassuring her that it's not her fault they died. She needed that like closure.
Yeah,
that works.
Yeah, and that's why she wants her parents back. Because of what I did, I feel bad for what I did. She wants her parents back. Yeah. So she makes a deal with. This is me rewriting the movie. We're talking about this.
Again,
whatever.
I know.
Listen how easy this is. She makes a quote unquote deal with the devil or whatever. Deal with a demon. So she conjures up Wendell Wild, and says like, and they of course have their own because it starts with them. There's the connection. They when they notice that Kat is trying to connect with the demon world, they're there because it's our Hell Maiden, this is our chance to get out of here because we want to build our own dream fair. So they go up there and she's like, "Oh, you actually came. So are you going to bring my parents back to life?" And they're like, "Sure," even though they can't.
Yeah,
and they use
the demons
exactly.
Life.
So they use her to get up to the surface. So that they can, try to figure out some way to build their dream fair.
Yeah.
But then they keep like dodging her whenever she wants them to resurrect her parents.
Which they sort of do in the movie as well.
They sort of do, but there's so much other stuff in the way.
Yeah, that it gets lost in the muck of it all, basically.
Yeah, and then having like the main priest played by James Hong, who like runs the school,
the RGB, whatever it's called.
Yeah, RBC, Rustbank,
RBC.
Rustbank Children or Rustbank Catholic Church, whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, having him be, all that stuff worked because he could they could still do that thing where he introduces them to the Trump guy, who wants to turn the whole thing into a prison. Because
the Claxons.
Claxons, right, the Claxons. And how they're fooling him, so there's a chain of fools. But all and so he strikes a deal with the demons as well. Then they forget about their original deal with Kat. All that's in the movie. but we need to. They
need to streamline it.
They need to that's the problem. They need to streamline it. They needed to streamline the backstories of the characters.
Yes,
and get rid of some. And honestly, get rid of Raoul. I guess now I'm erasing trans people. But Jesus Christ.
They could have replaced, get rid of Siobhan and have Raoul be that character or something.
Or you know what would have
what's it called? Combine characters.
Yes, because I was thinking of that. If you really wanted to do it about parents and children not understanding each other, make Kat the chiffon character. Make her not connect with her parents. This is another idea I had while watching the movie.
Yeah.
Which might even work better, because now the story I had first.
Or have Raoul be Siobhan.
No. Yes, have Kat be the chiffon character. Have her parents actually still be alive, but she can't. Okay. She wants to connect with her parents, but they're always neglecting her. So because they don't really care about children, they just want to build that damn prison. Money. Yeah, they only care about money, and she's the exact opposite of them. Like, she's all about like the chiffon character, she wants to make like something good. She even believes that this private prison is going to be like a private club, like she mentioned.
Yeah, where there's detoxing and
spas
soul
and tea
healing.
Ceremonies. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And she has like blinders down about what her parents are doing, and then you can have a more cynical, angry Cat character who don't you see what your parents are doing?
Yeah.
And do it that way. And so I don't know. It's such a mess. I don't know how to connect that to the rest of the story with Wendell Wild.
Yeah, the thing is, there's too many characters, there's too many storylines, there's too much of everything, really. And
they
to be
cram
honest,
so much
this is supposed
100
to
minutes.
be... Yeah, this is... I was looking at Corpse Bride after I watched Wendell Wild, because I wanted to have something good, and I really like Corpse Bride.
It's a great movie.
That movie is only 1 hour and 10 minutes long.
Wonderful.
This movie could have worked better if it was shorter. I think they're trying to lengthen it to fit in with, today's standard that you need to have an hour 40 almost.
Yeah, and there's so much excess, which I understand because they want to show off the animation. Like when they introduce...
well, of course. But again, we have so many characters. We have literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think 12 or 13
main characters.
Characters that speak and have a role in something, have a reason for something.
Yeah, they're main or supporting characters.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm counting the 2 friends of Siobhan, to be fair. Which maybe they don't really have that.
They can combine into one character.
Yeah, definitely. But then on top of that, you have Gabby Goat, who seems to do stuff. Who's a freaking goat.
Yeah, but she's also. But I mean, when you have more than 5-6 characters, it's starting to be a lot.
Yes.
I mean, the only movies that really get away with that is the Avengers,
the Oceans movies,
and the Oceans, yeah. But there you definitely have some of the characters in the Oceans 11 team. There's really only 5 or 6 that you actually.
There's 2 main characters,
on. Yeah.
And then you have a few supporting, and then you have tier 3.
Exactly, they're all important, but the plot does not revolve around all of them.
No,
the plot revolves around George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, maybe
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yeah, because he's the protege guy, and then what's the guy who plays he's in the Marvel movies, the black guy who plays War Machine. He took over from the other guy. Oh shit!
Yeah, I don't remember.
You know the guy.
I know who you mean. Yeah. Great actor though, even though I can't remember his name.
But then the other 5 are they're just there to fill in they are 11.
Fill
or 12
the gaps,
or 13,
sort of. Yeah.
Exactly. You got to focus.
To be the acrobat who can jump around and crawl tight spaces. He's the tech dude.
He's literally a plot device.
Yeah.
In the first Ocean's 11. Great movie.
We need the old guy.
Yeah, because he's the one who does the deals.
Yeah. In this one, we have too many people being sort of the main character.
Yeah.
In their own story. That's the thing, you know? People always say, like, be the main character of your own story. Yeah, but everyone can't be a main character.
Yeah, that's not how stories work.
No.
That's why
this story has too many main characters.
That's why it's a perfect example. That's why The Sims doesn't have a story. It's just a life simulator. And the Sims games that had stories, like the PS2 games that had like stories, nobody played those.
Nah.
Because you don't want to play that. You want to decorate your house and remove the ladder from the pool and kill the people, you know?
Be your own main character.
Exactly.
But movies shouldn't be that way.
No,
movies should be streamlined and have one main character with one main issue and a plot line going through the entire movie and the story. And then finishing that, instead we had at least 3 main storylines that all did finish.
Yes.
But it was very messy in between.
It was very, very anticlimactic.
Kat did get spoilers, obviously, but you know.
Welcome to
Kat
the spoiler
does
cast.
get her closure.
Yes.
She does get closure eventually. Wendell and Wild are eventually allowed to build their funfair, but together with their father.
Yeah.
Even though we don't see that, but they say it. This is going to happen.
So, okay, whatever.
And the Claxons go to prison.
Yeah.
Because we solved the mystery. There's one mystery in the entire movie, which isn't really a mystery. It's how the fire could have started. Oh.
Yeah, which they don't even...
The brewery burns down somewhere in between Siobhan, I just read her name. Kat's parents dying and her returning to...
Yes. And that's kind of what killed the city, because it was one of those cities built around a factory.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the Rust Belt in America that died when the car manufacturers left. Yeah. Hey, social commentary again. But also
so
that
they all culminate in an ending, sure, but it's a weird ending and it takes way too long to get there, and they're all very separate, but then somehow they try to intertwine them, but it doesn't really work.
No, because we have the big emotional climax is when she literally beats up her shadow person. Letting go of all those memories, which was, you know, that's like, okay, it's a little on the nose,
but it was weird.
but it's we also see in one of those memories that she might be a killer. She might have killed one person.
Yeah. No, she's definitely a bully, at least. I mean, she pushed someone down the stairs.
Yeah, but that guy fell down a long flight of stairs.
That might have been exaggerated in her mind because she feels guilty over it.
I was just like, oh, so she's a murderer too? I am finding it very hard to sympathize with this character.
I understand why she went to juvie.
Anyway, but that was the big emotional climax of the movie. But then you have 25 minutes left of the whole, like, oh, we gotta save the city. Oh, the city that's never a character in the movie except for the first 5 minutes. Like, we don't care about
barely
the city.
Even then. The city is represented by her parents who die within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot of the filmmakers like they're taking shortcuts and saying like, yes. Oh well, you know, it's the classic, we gotta save our city, but we don't have time to like flesh out the city and make it like a place we care about.
No, because they don't even show us. The first scene, we see the little, like, it looks like a market thing where they have like food stalls and they're doing a collection for something with
the library.
Yeah, right, for the library, and it's centered around the brewery that Kat's parents own.
Yeah,
but then they die, and that's about all we see about the city. And then we see the city from a distance being all dead and boring. We see the school, which also, again, we barely see a lot of it. We see, like, 2 rooms.
Yeah. And there's a lot of saying, like...
And then there's the cemetery.
The city kind of died when the brewery died. Oh, okay. But we never saw it in its prime. We didn't see it. Yeah.
No.
Show, don't tell. We talk about this. That's what I'm talking about. There's so much exposition in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which is fine in a book. We talked about that as well. But this is a movie, so you need to change it up then. If you want to have a bunch of exposition in your book, go ahead. But
the one time they show us the cities, in the end, when we get to see, which is a very weird reveal of Raoul's art project.
Yeah, which... I don't know what that's supposed to... Because it's supposed to be like... It's supposed to be, you know... It's supposed to be like his like tribute to his mother, right?
Yeah, it's about a parent protecting their child no matter what.
But then, I don't know if this is like, I mentioned this before, that sometimes I feel like I'm too old to understand new movies.
Nah, this is just weird.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, like, is this some kind of weird Gen Z thing that I don't understand? Like, if we're supposed to have an emotional climax where Raoul shows his love for his mother, shouldn't there have been, like, discord between them before that? They seem to be in a perfectly loving relationship. Why
they just never have time to spend time together. That's about the only issue.
That's not their fault. It's the movie's fault for not focusing on that plot line, because there's 86,000 other plot lines.
We even have the mother explaining to, I think it's her boss, that, like, you mean my son?
Yeah,
obviously she cares enough.
She has unconditional love for her transgender child. So that's not even a problem. Like, so
there's no issue in the family.
Him making this grand gesture, and I was like, oh, cool. We already know you love your mother. And that's, but then maybe the argument is, but that's taking it for granted. Yeah, in a movie like this, you need to take some stuff for granted, or you gotta show us that you can't take it for granted. But they don't show it.
The way they reveal it and what they say after they see it, it's like a culmination of all the parental and children's, like, relationships that, every parent cares for their child that way.
But there's no
mother.
parents.
I think Kat's mothers say that.
Yeah, but there's no...
Where? When? What?
Where? The only parents who are assholes are Siobhan's parents.
And they obviously don't care about their daughter because they go to prison and the mother tries to kill the dad.
Yeah.
They have no connection with their daughter except for one time when Siobhan lies to her parents.
Yeah, and that's never, like, the main issue in the movie.
No.
Every other parent loves their child. If dead or not, they love their children.
Exactly.
Yeah. So...
Belzer is a bit standoffish, but it's a demon who cares.
He's in 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Make that the main emotional core of the movie, then. Nothing makes sense.
No. Trying to bring this back a little bit to calm us down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of this mess of a movie, I feel like it should have flopped. However, it has a 69 Metascore.
I know, and that's what I'm wondering if everyone just it's these fucking, once again, like not Gen Z's, but like younger millennial people who are like, all these lovely things, like, yes, he made this huge art project for his mother, and Kat loves her dead parents, and
no, I think a lot of people just
what is it that they love about the movie?
They liked it because of the stop motion.
Yeah, I saw that a lot in the everyone talking about the technical aspects, which that's why we brought it up in the beginning. That's great.
Exactly.
But the rest of the movie
there's
is
not
like,
a lot
what?
being about, because I didn't even feel like there was like Key and Peele humor in it.
The very first scene, Wendell Wild, when Jordan Peele keeps making the sound.
Yeah, sure.
That was like a Key and Peele sketch, and then
but that's it.
Spacing out on hair cream, yeah. And I gotta say, it was wonderful to not see but hear Key and Peele together again.
Yeah.
For the first time since 2016, I think. Because they ended their show in 2015, and then they made the Keanu movie, which I was not a fan. I thought it was a dumbass movie.
That's the one with the cat, right?
Yeah, I did not like it.
I haven't seen it.
No. But Key and Peele might be, arguably, because I gotta, think about all this stuff, but might be the best sketch show ever. At least top 3, I would say. At least for me, at least.
I haven't seen enough to say that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen too much of them.
I've seen so, and it's so
I know, and I've seen
funny.
enough to know that I didn't feel they were in the script.
Huh?
Because it wasn't their humor. It wasn't them being on the screen.
Okay, yeah. Okay, when you're talking to Wendell Wild, it was like, what are you talking about? They wrote all the sketches. What are you talking about?
No, I mean, the Key and Peele shit wasn't in Wendell and Wild, which I expected.
Yes, because their names were on the poster. Wendell and Wild.
Yeah.
So I liked all the stuff they did together, but yeah, I wish that was more of the movie.
Yeah. No, a lot of the, like, I'm just reading the blurbs on the Metacritics. A lot of them are saying that there's too much in the movie. It's a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
you might expect certain things, but you didn't really get that. But it looks cool. It's very well produced. I'm like, yeah, sure, but that's not enough. That's like half of the movie is the production value. If the story doesn't work, then you can't really give it a good point.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
You can't give it an 8 because it had good technical stuff. That, like, okay, yeah, you bump it up to like a 4 for that, but then you need the rest to be story.
Yeah, because you
don't watch a movie because it's pretty. You watch a movie because it's interesting.
Yes, exactly. If the story doesn't grab you, they can have every fucking special effect in the world. It won't help if you're not invested in the story or the characters. No. And I wasn't at all, almost.
No. Yeah. I honestly, my favorite character in this movie was Gabby the goat. Because it was cute as fuck.
You know what my favorite character was? Because she had, like, the best arc, going from, like, head in the clouds, believing everything is so great, to actually understanding the world is dark. Chiffon!
Yeah,
she was the best character.
Yeah. Definitely. She should have had more of, like, because even though she did have an arc, we only saw it in 2 instances. We see her being like you imagine she's gonna be like the mean girl when she greets Kat, but then she's good. She's really nice. Yeah. And you see her be concerned. And then you see her go, yeah, I'm gonna help you and fuck my parents over.
Yeah, because they're trying to ruin what I love.
They're lying to me and they're trying to ruin the entire city. Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah,
that's about it. That's still a bigger arc than any of the other characters in the entire movie.
Or at least it's on the same level as Kat, the main fucking character who has an emotional arc. But
where's Kat's emotional arc, except for the fact that she has one scene where she beats up her guilt?
It's as big of an arc as Chiffon has. But Chiffon's, but the main character's arc should not be as flimsy as the third supporting character, if you know what I mean. That's what I mean.
But you see Chiffon's arc clearer also, because you see it more, like, spread out over more scenes. While Kat's is literally, you have mean Kat, then you have the one, like, green eye projection, beating up your guilt, freeing yourself. And then she's still mean, but,
she's still mean and angry. But
she understands why.
Yeah.
Because she never becomes... She's still not nice to Roll. And after that.
I know. And, like we said, in the climax of the movie, it's Chiffon's, like, story that is the end. Saving the city.
Yeah.
Like, Chiffon is the main character. That's what I meant, that Kat should have had Chiffon's story.
Yeah, I get it.
So I don't know.
No, that it's.
They could even once again no. They could even have Kat's parents be dead. They could do it like a Batman Begins thing, where the board of directors for Wayne Enterprises, they want to after Thomas and Martha Wayne die, they want to turn the company from this this nice like company that makes like medical tech, they want to turn it into a weapons manufacturer.
Yeah.
And Kat turning up like, no, this is not what my parents would have wanted. They could have done that thing. Like, she's realizing they're ruining the legacy of my dead parents. Fuck you. Like, I gotta save the city.
Since it's called Wendell and Wild, it could have been about Wendell and Wild.
Exactly.
Scrap Kat completely. Like, we don't need any of the other characters. We just need Wendell and Wild.
Or at least they should have been more important in the story. Yeah.
It should have been more about them. Where's their arc?
There's not a lot. Once again, it's resolved in that one scene where Harry Belzebos or whatever he's called comes up. Belzer
something
guy. Yeah.
Buffalo Belzer.
Which was also
played by Ving Rhames.
Yes, but I should say. They in the little blurb on Netflix, it was like, ooh, the woman who voiced Helly, what's her name?
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett and Ving Rhames star in this new movie. I was like, Ving Rhames didn't fucking star in this.
He had, 20 lines in total?
The hell? Selling
I mean, even Angela Bassett didn't have that many lines, to be fair.
No, but at least she's in the movie, her character.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, James Hong had more lines than them.
Yeah, exactly. Why didn't it say Angela Bassett and James Hong star in the new movie from Henry Selick, Yeah, he was in it more. By the way, I gotta say, and I'm wondering if that was deliberate or not. When they bring back his character, Father Best, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Best, yeah.
When they bring him back to life and they dress him up as a pope, they give him the Marilyn Manson pope look with the red makeup. It's not exactly like he did in the music video.
No, but it's close enough.
It's very close. It's one of the Hollywood music videos. And I was like, is that a Marilyn Manson reference? Which I guess is kind of problematic nowadays.
Yeah. I was thinking about it because I recognized it. Like, this reminds me of something.
Yeah, the white face and the red lines.
It might be to like add a scare factor to him. Because they're going to use him to scare the Klaxons, I suppose.
Yeah, but they don't.
But no, wait. They don't bring him back to use him for that. They only bring him back to test out if the hair cream works.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I don't know why they paid him like that or give him a Pope hat. There's no explanation for that.
Yeah. Other than Manson reference.
It looks cool, I suppose. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Anyway.
The one thing I guess this movie has working for it, which is a good thing, obviously, there's a lot of representation. Even in smaller characters, if the character looks a certain way or looks like it's part of a certain ethnicity or whatever, how do you say that? Ethnicity? Yeah. Ethnicity. They've hired an actor that belongs to that ethnicity to voice it.
There's no whitewashing.
No, they're good on them.
Yeah.
That I like that.
Good.
It's a nice detail.
Sure. Too bad the movie sucked.
Yeah.
It's like Eternals. I'll bring that up again. One of my favorite Mark Kermode reviews ever is like, oh, it's so lovely to see all this representation with all the different ethnicities, and you have the world's first deaf superhero. But the movie's terrible.
Yeah.
And
I still haven't finished it.
He's so distraught over that detail. Like, I wish this was the greatest movie ever, but it's terrible.
Honestly, it's kind of the same with Rings of Power. They've pushed so much on the ethnicities and the diversities.
It's
and
so inclusive.
Oh, it's so inclusive.
Yeah. But the writing
sucks.
sucks. Yeah, exactly. That was the big problem. And sorry for going back to that. Because since it came out basically at the same time as House of the Dragon, or the House of Dragons, or whatever it's called.
House of the Dragon,
House of the Dragon, which we both agree, amazing first season. Check out our TV cast about that.
We have 3 episodes out, I think.
Yeah. Where they did some race swapping, you know, the whatever they're called, not the Targaryens,
the seahorse house.
Yeah, the sea people. They're all black, which they're not in the book and they're not in Game of Thrones, but nobody cared. Because
they don't point it out.
They don't point it out.
Still...
If you're not trying to like shove your inclusivity in our faces, and that's
we're
not even
gonna
like
care.
Yeah, and that's not even like a racist thing. That's just, you know, whenever someone tries to wag their finger in your face or push something on you, you will automatically like reject it. Like, I don't.
Yes.
That's why we don't like telemarketers.
Exactly.
They could sell the best product ever.
It's the same with.
And you, I don't want that. Fuck you. I'll find it myself.
Exactly.
So, and
I was about to say it's the same with like religion. As long as no one like tries to shove it down your throat and convince you it's the best religion ever, you don't care. Religion is religion. Have at it. Do your thing. As long as when someone starts trying to like, oh, but you should join me. You should do what I do. You're like, fuck that. I don't like your religion now.
That's why I hate vegans, because they always try to force you
convince
to be vegan. Like, I don't mind eating vegan food, but I'm not gonna because you're trying to force me to do it.
Yeah, let me do me.
That's human nature.
And I'll find out it's good instead of like being forced or pushed into doing something, because that's when it sucks.
You gotta organically insert it into people's lives. Just have those people Valerians.
That's the name. Yeah,
have the Valerians be played by black actors. No one cares. Wonderful performances. Some of the best characters. Oh, they happen to be black. I don't care.
Going back then to Wendell Wild, they did that good here.
Yeah,
unfortunately, the writing kind of sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't suck, it's just messy.
It's messy, it's too much.
It's too many storylines pushed into one. If they separated this into 3 movies, made it completely separate lines in all of them, that would have been good, probably.
You know what this
could
have been?
If we had the Wendell Wild movie, the Siobhan movie, and the Cat movie, that would have been good.
Yeah, or you know what this could have been? You know, because I guess because it's the middle, towards the end of November, and there was a lot of snow. You know what this could have been? This could have been an advent calendar show. Like in Sweden, we have something called a julkalender. It's basically a countdown to Christmas. Advent calendar.
Yeah, it's 24 days of Christmas.
We have like TV shows, the 24 episodes, starting on December 1st, ending on Christmas Eve, of course. They could have stretched it out, and they didn't even have to stretch it that much, because those shows are always like very short episodes, like 10 minutes.
It's like 10 minutes.
Yeah, so they could have done like you could have fit all this into 10-minute episodes. So they would have 240 minutes, which is, what is that? It's 4 hours. All these 3 main stories, chiffon stories,
could have been properly fleshed out
cat
then.
stories. Yeah, they would have had time to flesh it out if they each had an hour plus.
To be fair, the only thing they would have had to like change completely is at the end, you need a Christmas party.
Because you said it during Christmas. And they end.
That's the only difference.
Yeah, they end it with saving the city and putting on the best Christmas party or Christmas fair.
You could have
whatever.
had, like in the Grinch, when they just celebrate Christmas in the square and everyone's happy.
Exactly. They can actually, and everyone's coming back because the brewery is opening up, so they can celebrate Christmas as a town again.
Dead and alive can come back and celebrate Christmas this year because they arose a lot of people from the dead.
Yeah.
And demons could join for a while,
Yeah, because at Christmas, we're all family.
I want Christmas now.
Yeah, I know. I'm counting down the days. There's not that much left.
Speaking of that, I'm just going to hint at the Patreon episode for this week, or this episode.
Yeah?
We're talking about Nightmare Before Christmas.
All right, that's true.
Is the very, very good intro to Christmas, and we had snow today in Sweden. Hallelujah.
Yeah, it's a perfect movie to
segue into
Christmas.
Time.
You watch it in the end of November. It's just between Halloween and Christmas. Yeah.
Because it starts with Halloween and ends with Christmas. I love it. I'm so excited for that episode because I'm kind of over this one. Wendell Wild, I'm sorry, you fucked it.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
You fucked it.
What?
It was potential. Potential was there.
Lots of potential.
Lots of potential. This was basically just 3 movies shoved into one, which is dumb.
Yeah. I was really looking forward to it as well, because I love Henry Selick, I love Key & Peele.
Yeah.
How could it go so wrong? I don't know. So, to round this off then, we don't usually do this, but I'm just gonna ask, what would you rate this? On a letterboxed 5 scale, but of course with half stars as well.
I gave it to 1.5.
Oof.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Because I cannot justify a story this with good tech.
That's true.
I can't.
I
watch movies for the story. I don't watch it for the technical stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I very much appreciate the technical stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, quick mention. We haven't talked about it because I didn't realize it, but I heard a lot of people reacting to that. The music was apparently very good. I didn't pick up on the music because I was too distracted by all the plots going on.
Well, I picked up that they used a lot of actual rock bands and artists.
Yeah.
And I even recognized a couple which I liked. So that's always fun. Like, hey, I know that song. Hey, I know that song.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was too distracted. I couldn't focus on the music at all. Even though that was like an underlying theme because the cat and her parents had their thing was listening to music together.
Yeah. Specifically,
but it kind of got lost in the lost in the mess for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gave it a star and a half.
Oof, yeah.
Mainly because the plot is too messy and too wide and just too much.
Yeah. And I was contemplating 2.5, but then I'm gonna land on a 2-star, 2 out of 5, which is still not good.
No.
And I'm so sad, because I really wanted to like this.
Yeah, me too. I was when I remembered that we were going to talk about this, I was like, yeah, this is going to be cool. There's demons, and as soon as it said Hellmaiden, I'm like, oh my god. Yes.
Yeah, I thought she was going to be like some kind of fucking warrior or something, but... No.
Yeah. Speaking of warriors, I just want to foreshadow something and maybe force you into doing it.
Oh.
The new season of Warrior Nun is out.
I know. We got to talk about that at some
We've
point.
talked about that.
Yeah. We got to do that. I haven't started watching it yet.
We got to do that.
But it's coming in the future. For the TV cast. And yeah, I think that's gonna have to be it for Wendell Wild.
It's I'm disappointed.
I'm very disappointed.
And it's a shame.
I can't even recommend it because it's not.
Nah.
It's not good enough. No, sorry.
Watch anything of what was his name?
Henry Selick.
Henry Selick.
Coraline, James and Giant Peach, Nightmare Before Christmas, anything else he's done, you can watch that. But this one,
Yes.
And if you're a fan of Key and Peele, just watch the sketches on YouTube. They're not in the movie enough. I'm sorry.
No.
Too bad. But anyway,
Yep.
thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have any other thoughts on the movie, please comment. You can comment, I guess, on the podcast.
YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube, of course. That's really the only place you can.
You can always tweet us.
Tweet us. There is links to our link tree where you can find our socials, and of course,
Or you can comment on the Instagram post.
Yes.
Which will be up later on when this is out.
yeah, and also if you want us to actually read your comments, I'm sorry, patreon.com/don'tmakeascene, because I didn't
Yes.
mention that before. There you can actually leave requests for what we're going to talk about. Last week was a requested episode where we
Yes.
talked about Dread. So yeah, check that out. But other than that, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. But until then, have a good one.
Bye.
The Spoiler Cast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is hosted by Tobias Hedén and Rebecca Hedén. Produced and directed by Tobias Hedén. Executive producer is Annika Hedén and Laura Kinney. Also a huge shout out to all our patrons. Laura Kinney, Mom, Dad, Mom and Mac. If you want to join our Patreon, check us out on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Get exclusive episodes, commentary tracks, and much, much more. Support independent podcasting.